Alright guys, it's bright and early. Came over to the traps for the raccoons and let's check it out. So there's nothing and nothing there. They came and ate. I guess there's still some marshmallow out here, but they didn't really, they touched a little bit of that. Looks like they knocked it down over there. So that's unfortunate. They got the one that was there. So they came out. They didn't really mess with this one. Looked like they got a little bit of that marshmallow and got whatever was out here. So there's a chance that it wasn't even raccoons. Could have been pretty much anything, like little rats and stuff. I did see some mice and stuff out here. So I don't know what it was, but I don't know if I want to move them to another spot where I've caught raccoons before, or just leave them here and see what happens. So I'll think on that, but I'll get my day started. Alright guys, so as you can see, I do have a baby javelina. This baby got stuck, I couldn't get out, so I had to do what I had to do, and I'm not going to let it go to waste, so I'm going to eat it. And what I did was I mixed up some of this pancake syrup, barbecue sauce, soy sauce, Worcestershire sauce, no one can say, butter, and some light brown sugar, and I made it to this consistency, a little watery, but it's going to be very good. It's going to caramelize on the javelina, so I'm really excited to try this. I have never eaten a baby javelina, and I heard that they're super tender and taste really good, so we will find out. So I'm going to do it a cool way. I'm going to kind of do it the same way Jared did it, but with a twist. So as you guys can tell, this is a baby javelina. I caught it in the trap, and I left the hooves on there so you could tell that it really was a little baby javelina. It's not a rabbit. It's about the size of a rabbit, not much larger. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these hooves off and pack this baby up the way I want to. Alright, so now I got the feet cut off. I got some onions and potatoes chopped up, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to stuff the inside of it with that, kind of put some of this sauce in there and on it, and then I'm going to put seasoning and everything. But first I'm going to try to put seasoning in here and try to get it all mixed together. As you guys know, I really like this 21 seasoning salute. I'm pretty sure the Crockers use that on everything, so put a good amount in there. Absolutely love the Twisted Q. Everglades cactus dust is the bomb. And I think I'll call it good on that. And then what I'm going to do is come in and try to mix this up as good as I can. Kind of get the seasoning all around. And if you know anything about the Crockers, we just kind of cook with what we got. And this is what I got. I would put some green onions and cilantro in here. I just don't have any. Alright, so now I'm just going to start loading up this little javelina with some potatoes and onions. Pack it in there pretty good. One thing, this will hold it open so it's not all caved in on the inside, but I'll have a nice little side to eat with this whenever it's all said and done. So I'm pretty excited about that. I don't know how much of this I can actually fit, but we'll see. Alright, it's probably about as much as I can fit in there. It's about half the bowl, so better than I thought. And I'm going to go ahead and drizzle some of this sauce down in here, just to kind of keep it nice and wet and moist. Save some of this I can put on the outside. Alright, now I'm going to try to hold it together like that. And I wish I had a string or something to put on there, but I think it'll be alright. And then now I'm going to go back with the seasoning and put it on the outside. So a little 21 seasoning salute, a little Twisted Q again, some Everglades, And I think that was it. We'll leave it at that. I'm gonna flip it over and do the same thing. All right, now I'm gonna kind of try to wrap it up, but I'm gonna try to leave it open on top so I can pour all this down in there. So keep it nice and juicy. All right. This is going to cook for hours. So that's good. Now I'm going to wrap it up again. I'm going to wrap it again with some more foil. You'll see. Alright. Stripping a little bit. That's okay. Alright, now we got our little javelina all wrapped up and good to go. Got some potatoes in there and some onions and the javelina. Plus, it's got brown sugar, so hopefully it'll kind of caramelize on top. It's got some of the syrup, baby Ray's, soy sauce, Worcestershire sauce, and some butter. So I think this is going to taste pretty awesome. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook it underground for probably 6 to 8 hours. Alright, now while that's doing its thing, I'm going to cut up some of this Nilgai meat. It's still slightly frozen, just enough so when I cut, I can try to get some good slices out of it. So let's make some jerky. This is long overdue. I made some last time. But now I'm going to do the full review on that dehydrator we got. I've used it before, so now I can give you my true, honest opinion on it. Alright, so I'm going to come in here. I like this chunk that's still a little frozen, so I'm going to try to cut this out of there. There you go. See how it's still kind of cold and hard? That way it's real easy to cut some thin slices out of it. Again, I like my pieces thinner than you'd normally think. I don't really like thick stuff like this, but it'll be alright. And then come in here and take any of this silver skin off. I don't want no jerky with that. And you spend all that time cleaning the animal and all of that, you might as well come in and clean up the silver skin so you don't have to deal with it when you're eating it. That's like perfect for my liking. It's a good piece of meat. It's real thin. Certain people like to cut it certain ways and all that stuff. To me, I found that this is just perfectly fine for me. It's not a big deal which way you cut it when it comes to my personal preference. I know some of you like it to be more tender and stuff like that. I like mine real thin and crispy anyways. So I found out that this works for me. That's what I'm talking about. That's a nice thin piece. Now if this was like a steak or something, I'd definitely try to cut it the correct way. But like I've said, it's beef jerky. It's going to be dried out. I like mine pretty crispy. I don't like mine real chewy or anything. So realistically, what I found out is it doesn't matter the way you cut it, the way I dehydrate it, and as long as I do, it all comes out pretty much the same. I really truly can't tell the difference. So as long as I can get cuts that I want, that's all I care about. Alright, so now we got all our meat cut, and I'm going to go ahead and get this bowl, and I'm going to make a little thing for me to marinate it in. I love my jerky to be kind of sweet, so I like syrup, some barbecue sauce, definitely some of this Worcestershire sauce. Whatchamacallit, that's what we call it. I don't like a whole lot though. Just a tad of soy. I'm not a huge soy fan. A little more than I wanted. And then some brown sugar. I like a lot of brown sugar. I want this to taste really sweet. And then I'll add a little bit of butter, heat it up, mix it up, and show you what it looks like. Alright, I got this all heated up. As you can tell, you can see the brown sugar and all that. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the meat in here and let it marinate for probably 6-8 hours, something like that. And then I'll throw it in the dehydrator. You can see, get it all in there, kind of mix it all up. That's why I go ahead and cut all the pieces up first. That way I can mix it all up rather than one big chunk of meat and marinating it. That way it gets on all the pieces really good and evenly. That's my theory anyways. So I'm gonna let that sit for a while. Alright, so the last thing I'm gonna cook up today is this hog hindquarter. It's a nice chunk of meat, it's pretty big. And I'm gonna throw this thing in the smoker. But I'm going to use some seasoning that I've never used before. I've been waiting for a while to use this. And Julie, one of our subscribers, makes her own seasoning. And it's rub for barbecue, chicken, and pork. This is a pig. It's a hog. Perfect. So I'm going to dry rub this all over it. And I don't know if I'll use the whole pack or not. But I'll do it all, let it sit for a while, and throw this bad boy in the smoker. I wish I knew what was in this, but to be completely honest, I do not know. Smells really good. Alright, so this is already looking awesome. I'm going to let this sit for a while and kind of really soak into the meat. I know it's a rub, but I want to kind of get in there and then throw this bad boy in the smoker. Alright, so we've let the meat, it looks a little gross on the top just because it's been in the fridge. It's not a big deal, it's the butter and stuff that kind of clump together. But we're going to do the full review on this Sun Life Dehydrator. It's just the Sun Life Food Dehydrator. This thing works awesome. It's very, very simple to figure out. It's got the table of contents, everything of that nature. Super, super easy. It shows you the time control button, LED display, temperature control button, increase temp or time, power switch button, decrease time temp. I'm going to go ahead and load it up with some meat. Then I'll walk you through the electrical parts. So let's go ahead and, I don't know how many trays it's going to take. I'm going to say 3, maybe 4. So we'll see. Alright, 1 tray down. Let's keep moving on. Alright, so we end up getting 4 trays out of this, which is pretty good. This one's a little weak, but these are filled up pretty good. So what I'm going to do is, because I love flavor, I'm going to go ahead and add some 21 Season Salute on 2 of these. And then I'm going to do black pepper only on 2 of them. So that's those 2. And then these 2, I'm going to do some black pepper. I'm going to grind it up. Kind of bigger chunks here. And then I'll do it on the smallest one. It's hard to do when you ain't got a fingernail. And then now this one, just kind of do a quick dusting over it. Alright, so now that you got all your layers stacked up, this is very simple. You got a power button, you got your temperature button, you got your time button, and you got your positive and negative, which is up and down. So you can turn it on. As soon as you turn it on, you can hear it kick on. It's already ready to go. You don't have to switch anything up here for the amount of air that will flow through. That's how I used to do it in the one that we used to have. So on this one, it's very simple. The temperature, you click on temp, it goes anywhere from 104 degrees all the way up to 158. So I'm going to leave it on 104 so it can go for a long time. And then you click on your time and you can do anywhere from 12 hours, 13, all the way to 48, I believe. Let me see. Yep, all the way to 48 hours. I'm gonna do it on 12. And then that's it. You stop, it's already going, it's ready to go. That's it. This thing is simple. Alright guys, so it is the next morning. I let the dehydrator go overnight. I had it set for 12 hours, as you guys know, but I added 4 more hours to it. So it's got 1 hour and 22 minutes. And then the temperature is at 113. And so I got it going a little bit more. So let's check it out and see how this is looking. You want to look at it, man? Well, dang it, dehydrated it all the way.
Wow.
That's looking pretty good. That's looking good. I don't know. It's still a little moist. A little moist. So go ahead and stack that one down. And we may need to rotate them out. Because these were the thicker ones I put on the bottom. But it's getting pretty crispy, but that's some good looking jerky. Alright, so we're gonna actually flip these trays around since we stacked them the other way. We're gonna put them back on and we're gonna let it go for a few more hours, but I'm gonna bump that heat up on it and then come check on it here in a minute. Alright, so I got some, I don't know if you can see real good in here. I got some mesquite wood in here. It's the bark and the branches. Then I got some water. And then I got my tray. And we're gonna let this get nice and hot. And then we're gonna put this bad boy in there. All right, so we burned down some wood here. We dug a hole over there. We're putting the ash in it. And then we are going to, well, we put the coals in it. And then we're going to cook this underground. So I got the javelina in here, and then I put some potatoes in here, so it's gonna kind of be like baked potatoes. And then I'm gonna cover it, and we're gonna bury this whole thing in the ground. It'll be like a little oven. So as you could tell, we got it down in the ground, and then we're gonna put coals over the top, put all this dirt on it, and let it cook for probably, I don't know,
4 to 6 hours.
Yeah, 4 to 6 hours, and then we are going to let's go check the hog we have in the smoker real quick. It's been going for a minute. So it's going about 250. And let's check this out. It's looking good. Fogged up my lens. Got the water down here, got the wood, and got this smoking in here. It's looking good so far. Alright, so we got it all in there. Now we're gonna bury it with some dirt and let this thing cook. Alright, so it's covered up. You think it's gonna come out alright?
I think it's gonna come out great.
So I'm pretty excited. This is the first time I've cooked it like this. We were up there at Jared's house, and I think the video's coming out today. And if it is, which we'll post this tomorrow, we'll link Jared's video in it so you can check out how he did his. But we're gonna let that cook for a few hours and check back on it in a minute. Well, we'll show you in a minute. So we put this in the ground. The coals that we put on top, we were kind of iffy. We didn't know. We didn't get to burn them that long. And so we went and dug it up, put some more on top, and been letting it cook like this for about an hour or so. So I think it's gonna be pretty good. But let's go check on that jerky. All right, so let's check this jerky now. That looks pretty good.
And those were the thicker ones?
Maybe. I don't remember. I had flipped them all over. That way you could see all the marks and stuff on it. But
oh no, these were the thicker ones.
Even that looks pretty good. Looks pretty crispy. Not very good, huh?
That one I don't think was done all the way. It was kind of thick. Let's try this little crispy piece.
Still needs a little longer.
Maybe like half an hour, but It has a really good taste to it. You got the pepper, but you also got like a teriyaki type taste to it. It's not bad.
All right, so now we're digging the javelina and potatoes up, and we're gonna see what that looks like.
Pretty warm.
I think it's more right here.
It's all wrapped in foil, you said, right?
Yeah, you're not gonna hurt it. Is it too hot?
Not this part.
Alright, that's still pretty clean. So, as you guys saw, pull that out of the ground. Alright, so it's a little higher right now, but let's open this up and see. Can't really see. Alright. So let's pull this bad boy out. Alright guys, now I am at Mama's house. And I know you guys are wondering, what did it taste like? We will tell you, but you have to go to her channel and my dad's channel to figure it out, find out.
Which is Crockers, Simply Southern. And I'm not going to spoil it because you have to watch. Did I like it or did I not?
We tried the jerky, the javelina, and the hog. If you want to check that out, go check out the video. We'll link it in the description and probably an iCard somewhere over here. I don't know. Jaylena will have to do that. And then that's how that javelina was trying to get me. And then we'll link Jared's video in there as well, how he cooked his javelina underground. And then, just because we want to top it off even more, you need to go check out the real Matt Crocker. It's R-E-E-L. He has a fishing video. Me and him went fishing. We didn't do too well, so we had to come home. But then Dell and his brother Daryl went out and caught a big one, caught some keepers. So you have to go check that out. We'll link it in the description and maybe an iCard as well if Jaylena can do that. But all those will be down in the description. So if you want to know all that stuff, how it all happened, how it all turned out, and all that, go down in the description, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Yep. Feel free to subscribe to all the channels. We basically call YouTube the family business now.
Yep.
And so we will see you guys tomorrow, and I think on Thanksgiving we're gonna go live. So none of you have to feel alone, and we'll just go live in the evening. So if you don't have somebody, or maybe your family is out of town or something like that, you're not alone. We'll have dinner together. So Thanksgiving evening around 7 Central Standard Time, we'll go live. So we'll see you then. Mom,
Happy Thanksgiving, y'all.
bye.